All right, guys. Hope you're either more hydrated or centered. We're going to keep going on this. So, framing out the our leadership, establishing the direction of the call. So, what we're doing is we're combining these things up top here. So, we talked about the doctor frame. We are the dean of admissions, the CEO. You are representing the company right now. So, you're the face of the company. You have got a process that you're going to follow. You are ready to present solutions if it makes sense. You have got experience, which is why you're on that end of the phone call. And they should have already seen proof of your results. But just in case they haven't, you're going to share some of that later if it makes sense. All of these things combined, this is the prize frame. So this goes hand in hand with the doctor frame, soft approach to their accounting. They want a better relationship, a healthier body, a clearer mindset, right? All these offers that you guys are going to be working on, all the different verticals, you have the prize, and it's all these things combined. It's a proven process. So here's what we found works best. This is how I frame my call out. So here's what we found works best, Jesse. For the next 45 minutes or so, I really like to dive into what problems you're dealing with right now, and most importantly, where you see yourself in the next 3 to 4 months. So we'll look at what's working, what's not, and if I'm confident we can help, I'll share with you exactly what it looks like on the other side of this in the next few months. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
Great. Well, hey, man, one last thing, just before housekeeping purposes, I always record my meetings, just so you're aware. So all good? Ready to get going?
100%. Let's go.
Awesome, man. So yeah, let's talk about what made you book the call today, right? And then we would segue into my first question. And you should ask them what brought them to the call 10 times out of 10 in some way, shape, or form. So Jesse, how do you do things a little bit differently as you take someone through that framing?
Yeah, for sure, man. So my typical flow on this is cool. So let's do this, Cody. Just so we're on the same page, I just want to give you a quick overview. So what we'll do throughout this process, I want to ask some questions about where you're at right now. From there, I want to get also a pretty good understanding of where you're wanting to try to get to. The main thing that we really want to understand is, what's the difference between those two pieces? Once we do get some clarity on our side, that's when we can put together a strategy and really determine if this is something that we can help you with, if that makes sense.
Awesome. Yeah, it does.
Awesome. So that's it. Sometimes after we go through this, like I said, it's a great fit. Sometimes it's not a great fit. If it's not a great fit, more than likely I'll be able to point you in a different direction, make sure that you're able to get the help that you need. If it's a good fit, then we'll kind of talk about what we do and how it works. From there, again, definitely take a pen and pad, take some notes throughout this process. Again, if you're missing anything throughout this in your notes or some clarity, I'm going to be recording this conversation so I can shoot it out to you at the end of the call. So if you're good with all that, then we can go ahead and hop in.
Definitely, man. That sounds like a plan.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about what brought you to this call. What's going on?
Okay, cool. Absolutely. So the thing that I picked up from Jesse, the way that he does things, Jesse is a strategy master. He is the strategic mind behind a lot of what we do, and he carries that into his sales. So what I picked up is that it's not just so much about the conversation when you're talking with Jesse. We're actually going to get really clear on the strategy to overcome that stuff in the middle. So what's working, what's not, where they are and where they want to be. Jesse brought it to my attention going through that he's really going to help me with all that junk in the middle. And if I am going through a lot of struggles and challenges in my business or my life, that is going to make me feel at ease. So something I picked up.
I focus quite a bit on the strategy in between those two pieces. So really diving deep on that. But again, like I said in the last video, this is not something that you want to get caught up in. A minute and 30, doing something that quickly, and that's going to help create more of that leadership as well. When you spend time and you're asking them 10 questions throughout this process, or you're just lingering and making sure that they're good with everything that we go through rather than just telling them this is what we're going through, you are just slowly devaluing yourself and your opinion. You need to, again, take this call by the reins as the person who's going to be the leader. So again, this needs to be a quick hitter. You just knock it out and start moving on.
Yep, definitely. This really does gain some momentum in the call. I've heard sales calls with people who needed some work, and they framed the call out in the middle of little chit chat and small talk and rapport stuff. Once you're done, get it just with small talk, you do shift gears a little bit. This is what Jesse was talking about in the last video, was shifting the energy into action. Okay, just so we're clear, just so we're on the same page, here's what we found works best. Get into it, move into it, set the agenda, the structure of the conversation, and stay. This is something I'm going to remind you guys of as you go through this. Stay in integrity with your framing. If you feel like the call is getting lost, you go back to this framing. Where are we in exploring what's working and what's not? Where are we in exploring where they are and where they want to be in their business? Where are you in that process throughout the investigative process that you're going to go through next with them? And if you feel like you're getting lost, you just go back to your framing, and it will help you continue to move the conversation along. So on that, I feel like every single one of you, it will behoove you, and I just use that word, it will serve you to handwrite or type out your own framing script. If you do not have your own frame that you have created with the language that works for you, it will feel awkward, you will sound awkward, you will sound scripted. A good salesperson does not sound scripted, but a good salesperson is consistent. The most successful salespeople I've ever seen in my life were militant about their schedules, their habits, their rituals, and absolutely the things that they said and asked their prospects. Hey, Jesse, are we still in rapport, man? Are we still friends?
Nope.
What happened, dude? Where did I lose you?
Yeah, man. So I'm just hopping in the car, ready to hop on this call and see what you guys can do to help me grow my business.
Okay, cool, man. Where are you headed? Are you headed to home or to the office, or where are you going?
Yeah, I've got a lunch meeting about 45 minutes away, so I thought this would be the perfect time to hop on this call and be able to talk with you guys.
Man, okay. Well, dude, I totally apologize if we didn't make this clear. These calls are kind of unique. So I really like to be fully present for you. And I always make sure that I'm in a quiet place and I've got my computer and my notepad and all that stuff. Dude, I really want to talk about some serious stuff. And I'm going to ask you some questions, but I'm also going to give you some awesome strategy for your business. So I actually like my clients to have a place where they can take notes as well. And dude, especially if you're driving across town in traffic right now in the lunch hour, that's hectic, dude. And I don't want to, insult your cognitive function or anything like that, but I want to make sure you're safe. So, dude, can we reschedule this for a time where you would have like 30, 45 minutes to really just be present and we can go through all this stuff in all the details? Does that work for you, man? Can we reschedule?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Cool, totally. Dude, best of luck on your lunch meeting as well. Let's get that set up. What works for you? You want to do something later today or tomorrow around the same time?
Shoot me the calendar and I'll book it.
All right, man. I'll shoot you a link. Cool. I'll shoot you an email. Yeah, be looking out for that, dude. Okay. Yep. I'll talk to you later, Jesse.
Bye, man.
Peace out. So, guys, we're gonna stay friendly. I'm going to respect that he's got that other lunch meeting, and I'm going to take accountability for the fact that he wasn't clear that I needed him to be in a place to take notes. Because how could I have done that, Jesse? Oh, well, man, I need you to be present for this. So can you maybe like pull over and like just, blow that lunch meeting off, or just tell him you'll be a few minutes late or something?
No, you cannot do that. Not at all.
Yeah, that guy's not doing that. He's like, nope, I value my time, and he doesn't know what this call is going to be about. So we want to take accountability for that, and we want to set up a reschedule, super low pressure. Awesome. You want to do later today? Oh, you can't do that? Cool. Same time tomorrow? Perfect. And he'll know I got to be in a place where I can take notes. If he's sitting in his car, that's fine. If he's driving his car, not cool. Oh, I'm on the hands-free, though. I'm on the hands-free. Don't care.
Anything that pops up where there's a situation that their attention will be taken slightly by their environment, you need to reschedule.
Yeah.
And typically this is not something that causes an issue. If it does cause an issue, again, that probably goes back to the fit. That's not the right person. If they can't respect where you're coming from that, it's probably typically not the right person to work with in general for that business.
Yeah. Let's go back to the doctor's frame on that, right? If you're if you go into the doctor's office and you literally like stayed on another phone call the entire time you were in the doctor's office, they would tell you to get the hell out of there. They'd be like, "What are you doing, man? Get off the phone. Like, you have lymphoma. What's like, let's talk."
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
And in situations like this, typically I've seen that it creates a little bit more rapport and that leadership piece.
Yeah, it builds rapport.
Because when they hop back on the next call, they know that you're not messing around. Like, this is serious. You really care about them and being able to focus, and for them being able to focus.
Thank you. They'll thank you for rescheduling. That's happened to me almost every time. Oh, dude, thanks for rescheduling, man. Sorry, the other day was crazy. Yeah, it happens. Let's dive into it. You skip the first 5 minutes now, and you can move into it. Yeah, those have been some of my best conversations, and actually a lot of them have closed because you broke the ice already. We want to really be cognizant here. We're going to continually mention using your intuition, and this is one of those moments. Whenever you say, "Okay, I'm recording this call. That all works. Sound good? Ready to hop in?" And then, honk, and someone swerves in front of them, or, so they fall down the stairs, or a door slams or something like that. And you just ignore that. That's a nonverbal cue that you're like, wait a minute.
Brush it off.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Was that just a child that just let out a screeching yelp and you just, ignored that for a second and just dove back into your question? You just lost a little bit of authority. You're not the leader that you just expressed yourself as, because you're going to let them be 30% present to a conversation that they need to be 110% present with. Yeah, that goes back to them not taking their problems seriously. So we want to do a quick check. This is an internal process. All right, did I miss anything? Did they verbally sigh whenever I mentioned that we were going to talk? Hey, I'm going to ask you some questions. Okay. And did you just blow through that, or did you actually say, "Well, hold on, dude, is that a problem for us?" Did they do a verbal cue like that? Is there some sort of resistance that's showing up? Or are some of those nonverbal things showing up, like them being in traffic, them walking through a crowded, city or something like that, them being in the subway? It's not a good time for you to ask them, "Hey, what did your business bring in for the past couple of months? Is that consistent? Is that a good month? What do you feel is missing?" It's not a good space for them to have those conversations, because they're going to be really defensive and they're going to project that on you. So if you let the call go past this point without doing a little intuitive check to decide if you should reschedule or help them like find a quiet place, then you're doing yourself and them a disservice, but they won't care. That's the thing. This is all on you guys. If you don't say something and do something here, they will let this call go on. They will stay on the phone with you while they're driving and just ramble into oblivion. So that's it for framing. You are establishing leadership. You want to be a leader. You don't want to be a dictator. You're not a tyrant. You guys aren't chopping heads. So we're leading or we're hanging up the phone. You have now some structure to follow. We want to get with you guys to help you write your own framing scripts for how you want to set the tone and the agenda and the pace for your sales meetings. You want to feel comfortable. And then I want you to go ahead and read through those about a dozen times. So it's just ingrained in your subconscious mind in a good way.
Again, this is just kind of the opening. We're really about to get into the meat and potatoes of high ticket selling moving forward. So Be ready for mod 3.
Yep. It's tofu and potatoes, guys. Put it back to this. Jesse's kidding. He's vegetarian. All right, guys. I hope you had a great one. This has been fun. Mod 3, we're going to start diving into the questions. So put your Sherlock Holmes hat on and we'll get cracking into it. Have an amazing day. Talk to you later.